Don't open this door, never ever open it. There's a secret behind this door, a scary secret. If you care about your life, if you care about your sanity, turn back now. John and Mike weren't the type to back down. They were always interested in mysterious and strange things, and that led them to some of the most haunted and creepy places in the world. Their endless curiosity and love for adventure made them famous paranormal investigators. They were adventurers, explorers of the unknown. Their travels took them to abandoned mental hospitals, forgotten castles, and empty ghost towns. Each place had its own story, its own secrets waiting to be discovered. But none were as darkly fascinating as the Grand Blackwood Hotel. They also made Dare to Discover, a YouTube channel with millions of followers. Their fans couldn't wait for each new episode, excited by the suspense and the chance to see something supernatural. John and Mike's hard work was clear in every video. Dare to Discover was a popular YouTube channel known for its spooky investigations. It was a huge hit. The two men were great at filming creepy and strange things, and that made them the best place to go for people who loved the paranormal. Tonight's episode was going to be their most exciting one yet. You could really feel the excitement as they got their equipment ready and prepared for what was waiting for them. The Grand Blackwood Hotel wasn't just another haunted place, it was a place full of legends and fear. The Grand Blackwood Hotel, a tall Gothic building with a scary reputation, was where they would be spending the night. Its dark hallways and big crumbling rooms were perfect for ghost hunting. The hotel was known for its stories of sad events and people disappearing. The Blackwood had been empty for many years, its once fancy rooms now quiet and spooky. People who lived nearby talked about strange noises and ghosts, and many thought the hotel was cursed. They said that people who went inside were never the same afterward. People whispered that the hotel was haunted by guests who checked in but never left. The hotel's dark past attracted people who liked thrills and paranormal investigators. John and Mike wanted to find out the truth behind the stories and take their viewers along with them.
With our cameras and lots of courage, we went into the unknown. The air felt heavy with excitement and a sense of something bad about to happen. Every creaking floorboard and whispering wind made us shiver. We really wanted to find the truth. The Grand Blackwood Hotel kept its secrets hidden, but we were ready for anything inside. This was more than just an investigation. It was a trip into a very dark place, and we were ready for whatever we found.
As they walked through the empty lobby, a hunched-over person came out of the shadows. It was an old janitor, and his face looked scared.
You shouldn't be here, especially near room 404. That door, it's better if you don't open it.
What's in room 404?
John laughed and ignored the old man's warning. His voice echoed in the large, empty space.
Nothing good, just don't open the door.
The janitor shuffled away, and his warning seemed to stay in the air. Mike turned to John, a mischievous look in his eye. "Are you sure about this?" he asked, sounding both excited and a little cautious. John thought for a second, thinking about what could happen. He remembered the old man's warning, but he couldn't resist the excitement of the unknown.
Well, that's it then. We're going in. There's no going back now. Room 404, here we come. The door was right in front of them, and its old surface made you wonder what secrets it hid. They looked at each other, silently agreeing. This was it. What they had been waiting for.
John grinned, his heart beating faster with excitement and a little bit of fear. He could feel the adrenaline, and every heartbeat felt like the anticipation in the air. This was more than just a room, it was a way into the unknown. Even though he easily ignored it, the old man's warning made him a little doubtful. What if there really was something dangerous behind that door? What if the stories were true? But the mystery was too interesting to ignore. He had to know. The excitement of the unknown, the wanting to solve the mystery of room 404 was too hard to resist. The hallway seemed to go on forever, each step bringing them closer to the truth. It got colder and the shadows got darker as they got closer to the door.
Even though I easily dismissed it, The old man's warning made me a little doubtful. He talked about things better left alone, secrets that could change everything. But I've always been too curious, and this time was no different. But the excitement of not knowing, the pull of figuring out the mystery of room 404 was too much to resist. As we stood at the door, I could feel how important this moment was. This was it. No turning back. We took a deep breath and reached for the handle, ready for whatever was on the other side. They found room 404 at the end of a long, dusty hallway. The air felt heavy, and the silence made you feel like something was about to happen.
Every footstep seemed really loud, and their shadows stretched out in front of them like spooky warnings.
John shivered as they stood in front of the door. It was old and heavy, the paint was peeling, and the number 404 was crooked.
A strange coldness came from the other side, giving him goosebumps.
Ready? Ready.
Mike, with his hand on the doorknob, looked at John. The light from the camera screen lit up his face. The doorknob turned with a creaking sound that seemed to echo through the quiet hotel. The door creaked open, showing nothing. There was no room there, just complete darkness that seemed to swallow up the light.
Whoa, what just happened? Be careful, man. John, where are you? This isn't funny, come out.
John was more curious than scared, so he stepped forward and his foot disappeared into the empty space. The room seemed to swallow him up, the darkness feeling almost real, like a thick fog sticking to him. He yelled, his voice making a weird echo in the empty space behind the door. "Mike, you have to see this." But his voice sounded far away, like he was miles from there. Mike warned him, his eyes wide with worry. "John, this isn't a game. Come back." His heart was beating fast. He watched John take another step and another, disappearing more and more into the darkness. The shadows seemed to pull him in, covering him up like a blanket. Mike called out, his voice shaking. "John, please, where are you?" Silence. The empty room felt like it was closing in on him, making it hard to breathe. He yelled in a panic, "John, answer me!" The walls seemed to get closer and the darkness got thicker and heavier. He listened hard for any sound, any sign of where his friend had gone, but there was nothing. John was gone. The silence was deafening, a big empty space that swallowed all hope. Mike's mind raced, trying to understand what had just happened. How could someone just disappear? He carefully took a step forward, looking into the darkness, hoping to see his friend. But the emptiness had no answers, just more emptiness. Mike was suddenly terrified. He stumbled backward from the door, his heart beating really fast. He had to get out of there, had to find someone to help, but as he turned to run, he heard a faint sound from the darkness, a sound that really scared him. It was a whisper, quiet and creepy, echoing from the empty space that swallowed his friend.
Mike.
Mike didn't wait to hear anything else. He ran. He ran and ran until he was outside the hotel, breathing hard under the cold, uncaring moonlight. He never looked back, never went back to the Grand Blackwood. He kept having bad dreams about that night and the creepy whisper from the darkness. The door to room 404 is still closed, its secrets still hidden.
What happened to John? What's on the other side of that strange room? Some questions are better left unanswered. Some doors are better left unopened.